Yes, my beautiful family. What's going on? What's going on? Your brother Davis here. Your brother Davis from Mag TV. Listen, first and foremost, yeah, I just want to apologize. Um, the amount of people that's asked me like over the years, Davis, you need to do more videos. No, in fact, Davis, you need to do videos. You need to do videos. Davis, where's your content? I've just run away from this space. I've literally been running away from this space because of two reasons. Number one, I don't always have the time to sit there and do videos. Yeah, this it's not something that I enjoy. I enjoy being on stage with young people, running workshops, having deep, meaningful discussions, reasoning with parents, running master classes. That's where I come alive. I love that. I don't like sitting and talking to myself on the screen. It's just not fun. Even right now, I'm like, do I look at the the lens? Am I looking at myself here? I don't know where to look. Like, yeah, it's just not what I enjoy doing. But anyway, and the second reason is I've seen how young people, sorry, a lot of like adults, a lot of professionals use this space for clicks, and I just ran away from it. I ran away. I know some amazing individuals, amazing mentors, coaches, youth facilitators, activists who I've personally invited, yo, come and run a workshop because what you're saying is dope. And they're like, well, because I've got 2,000 subscribers, when you times those subscribers by this, it means this is how much it's going to cost. I'm just like, fam, are you crazy? Man's coming to me with that kind of energy to support young lives. And I understand the hustle. You understand? I understand the hustle. I'm just not here to hustle. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for the likes. I'm not here for clickbait. I'm not here just to post things. I'm on the front line. And that's where I want to stay. But I've been forced to be here. So I'm here for now. And my eyes are just twinging. Why is my eyes twinging, boy? So what I'm going to be doing, so this is Mag TV. As you know, I've got a charity, Manhood Academy Global. And every so often, we're going to be putting out content that reflects the work that we're doing. And this content is definitely going to help you, the parent, the professional, with engaging with young people or even engaging with yourself, your inner child. These things are something that we're passionate about. And we've got so much resource, so many, like, this is one of our latest books. The 22 plus one. Don't ask me what the plus one is, yeah? But the 22 plus one laws of manhood. Written by myself, and I've got another like 10 books is floating around, yeah? And this book is really, really powerful. Why? It's because we're not only telling you what manhood is, that's what's in within this book, but this book is also touching on the different types of men. That's going to be another video for another time. But also, it's giving it a number, 22 plus 1. So 23 laws in total. And there's a reason, because everything that we're going to be doing on this website, or anytime that I'm not on the website, on this stream, anytime that I speak and I'm sharing content, I'm not going to give you a long ass lecture. I'm going to condense it. I'm going to keep it really short and either give you 5 things or 14 things. Yeah, so this is why I said it's Davis 514. I love numbers. My lucky number is 5. Even with this book here, it says 22 plus 1. Let's do the maths. 22 plus 1 is 23. 3 or 2 plus 3 is 5. So everything comes back to 5. So even when we're doing workshops with young people and we're telling them 5 things about leadership, 14 things about you know, being a vegan or plant-based, blah 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 blah, we always give a number to it because that way it sits in their mind and it helps us to really create those teachable moments for the young people who need it, because our young people are suffering out there, family, they're suffering. So this video, was there anything else I was going to say? I think that was it. So we're in the month of September, and we literally started running workshops in the schools. Yeah, so we're back into schools delivering powerful content. And this, like, off the back of last season, yeah, we've been going in and we've hit the ground running. So this video is talking about racism. Why? Because racism is being discussed a lot within our sessions in the first like 2 weeks. Number one, Charlie Kirk got unalived. So that came up with some of the young people saying, yeah, Charlie Kirk, man, yeah, he's on it, man. He's this, he's that. He's got good points. And some other young people are like, nah, fam, he's a racist, man. And nah, you shouldn't listen to him. So there's that. There was the march that took place with Tommy Robinson in London, with the Union Jacks and everything else. That conversation was deep. It was deep. And when we talk about the different types of men, I will explain why it was deep. But just to give you a little Easter egg, a little cookie, one of the there was a guy that was circulating on social media, yeah, a black brother. He had the Union Jack glasses, he had the Union Jack gold tooth, he had the Union Jack moustache, he had the Union Jack hat, earring, suit, tie, everything was the Union Jack. And one of the young masters, yeah, showed up the picture on his phone. I'm like, fam, whose uncle's this? And everyone started laughing. But one of the things that we have to realize is those type of people exist. Yeah, those type of men exist. There's different types of men. So that person exists in our culture, in our community. But being able to label it and put a finger on it helps tremendously. So we've named this individual. Just like I'm going to name something now, racism. Racism's been coming up, yeah, a lot. And I'm not going to sit here, just because time is a little bit limited. Let me just do a time check. Yeah, time is a little bit limited. But we want to give you 14 things, yeah? And we shared this already with the young masters and the young princesses, because when we work in the schools, we work with girls as well. We want to share 14, 14, because 1 and 4 is 5, obviously. The 14 things that every young person needs to know about racism, yeah? 14 things, because some young people don't know. Can you believe, yeah, it's 2025, and some young people saying, Davis, no one's ever been racist to me. I don't believe in race. Some young people don't believe in racism. They don't, because they don't understand it. So this is why we, within our academy, and us as adults, as seniors in the village, we have to be very clear and educate our young people about these constructs, racism, and so on and so forth. In maybe next week, we might talk about the police as well. But young people need to understand what racism is. So we've got 5 things, yeah? The first thing that we want to the first thing that we shared with the young people, we had this, imagine we had a slide in it and it came up. Point number 1, racism is man-made. Yeah, that's what we're saying to young people. Racism was created by man, and if it can be created by man, it can be broken by man, yeah? Racism is man-made. It's a social construct. It was made for a purpose. And the young boys and the girls, we was really getting them to think critically is, why was racism created? Who does it serve? Who does it serve? And who benefits from racism? Is it a business? What is it? What is it? So we was having this deep and meaningful conversation about it being created by man. And that's the truth, family. That is the truth. Yeah, that is the truth, fam. Yeah, it's man-made. So that's the first point. The second point, and all of this year is helping the young people to really understand what racism is. And it being man-made, we gave a second example, and it came up on the screen. Boom. Racism is a system, not a person. Now, this caused initially a little bit of a nice, healthy debate with the young people. We don't shut them down. We encourage them to ask questions. We encourage them to reason, challenge us. And one of them said, "Hey, Davis, you're lying, man." I'm like, okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Yeah. Number 1, it's man-made. Number 2, it is a system, not a person. So we made the differentiation, I've got to make sure I say that word properly, the differentiation between racism and a bigot, yeah? So we spoke about bigots, people who are loud, you're this, you're that, go back to where you come from, uneducated. Those are the bigots that we're seeing on TV. Being a bigot, and we introduced this into the young people's vocabulary, just so they can start utilizing that term. Start calling people bigots, not racists. Just because a teacher kissed their teeth at you doesn't make them racist. It does not. Yeah. Just because someone says something about you that you don't like, didn't cause no harm. They say, yeah, like, sit down, you got the attention. That's not racism, family. Bigots. Young people need to be able to identify bigots, and identifying bigots is really easy because bigots are individuals. They're people. They're humans who are highly uneducated. In fact, they're idiots, yeah? And you can dismantle them with facts, with figures, with science. Just break it down. Bigots, if you're smart, yeah, you can annihilate them, yeah, on an intellectual level. However, racism, as far as I'm concerned, this is just my opinion. I'm not gonna stand on it like yes, I'm not gonna vote on that. But what I'm teaching the young people is racism is a system. Yeah, it's an economic system. It's a an intellectual system. It's a justice system. It's an institution. It is a structure. Yeah, that is based on the idea that I am better than you because of your predisposition, your skin color, where you're from, and so on. And the whole structure is being set up to put you at a disadvantage. It's a system, yeah? And people, i.e., bigots, subscribe to that system or that way of thinking, that ideology, yeah? And that's what I truly believe. So if you look at something like, for instance, okay, boom, I'll give you a perfect example football. Yeah. Now, we're forever saying, let's kick racism out of football. How many players need to go on a football pitch and for bigots to throw a banana at them and say, ooh, 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 ooh? Imagine, that's crazy. Yeah, 2025. Humans are being, exposed to bigotry behaviors. Yeah. But then, if you look at the FA or FIFA, what is their response? They don't respond. Yeah, because they actually agree with what is happening. They actually agree with it. And even if they don't say anything, their inaction says they agree with it. Yeah, they don't condemn the behavior. And if they do, it's not backed up by action. So the FA is the institution that is racist. Now you've got to look at the patterns within this as well. How many black managers have you seen? Yeah, there's a lot of black managers in the world, but within the FA, there's not that many. Why is that? Why? Even in a whole, don't just think about the Premiership, think about the Championship. Yeah, football is racist, fam. You know what I mean? Like football, the institution, the FA. If you look at the people at the top, all of them are white. That's racism. It's a system. Yeah, and that's the second point. The third point, which is linked to the second point, yeah. Bigots allowed, yeah. Racism is quiet. Racism is quiet. Call someone a racist and check what they'll say to you. What did I say? Prove it. What's your evidence? Just because, like, it's very hard to call someone a racist. You can call them a bigot because they would have vocalized something very, very. But let's imagine you don't have an opportunity, but someone else did get the opportunity. Let's imagine that something should have happened and it didn't. For instance, a young white boy gets stopped. A young black boy gets stopped and searched by a police officer, but his friend, who's white, never gets stopped. That is racism. But if you highlight that in a particular construct, in an environment, in a particular context, I mean, that will get challenged. It becomes a debate. So racism is silent. It's silent, but it's deadly. Yeah. Bigotry or bigots are really loud. So what we're saying to the young people is you have to be really critical. If you're gonna if you want to dismantle, and that's going to be the fourth point, yeah, because it was made by man, you can dismantle it. If you want to dismantle racism, going to the fifth one now, yeah. So number 4 is you have to dismantle this construct. Boycott, as an example. Don't give them your money. Don't give them your time. Don't give them your resources. Don't give them your intelligence. Don't give them your intellectual. Don't engage with systems that you think is racist. Why do you think a lot of parents homeschool their children? They will never think of sending their child to an institution that teaches their young people. When it comes to Black History Month, all you're going to get is jerk chicken. That's another, that's what some schools do. Their notion of Black history is, oh my gosh, you black boys and girls, you love eating jerk chicken. Boom, there it is. Oh, what we're going to teach you in the classroom now, because that's the canteen, because we know you love to eat. Oh, you guys are just nothing but slaves. Not even enslaved, but you are slaves. And then the young people realize that they're being undereducated, but where do they go with these concerns? Nowhere. Because no one's going to listen. because of racism and how they taught us to hate ourselves. That's another conversation. Yeah. The next thing about number 5 about racism is to overcome racism, to overcome and to defeat bigots. Yeah, you need courage. You got to be brave to stand in front of a bigot and tell them, you are wrong, you fascist. You are unintelligent. Here's your facts. Here's the figures. Boom, boom, boom. You beat them up. Left, right, good night. Yeah, with bigots, you can turn them around, but you need that courage. Give them that intel, and then yes, they can be saved. Yeah, bigots can definitely be saved, in my opinion. Yeah, that's that saying, no one can change. Bigots can definitely change. However, when it comes to racism, yeah, you need a strategy. It's a chess game, family. It's a chess game. You got to play this game a certain way. Literally, you got to play the game. You need a plan, a 12-point plan when it comes to defeating racism. Yeah? And they're the 5 points, family. Yeah? My first video completed. That's the first 5. And then the other 9, yeah? Because I said 14 things in it. The rest, I'm going to put in the comments below. So check out the comments to get an idea of what the other 9 points are. But we want young people leaving our conversations fully understanding racism, what it is, what it looks like. Is it loud? Is it quiet? How does it move? Is it vertical? Is it horizontal? They need to be able to understand what it is. Yeah. But the key takeaway for myself is you have to start looking at the institutions. Yeah. Whether it's a mental health institution, whether it's the medical institution, whether it's the justice, the legal institution, whether I said education already, you name it, sports, you name it, any facet of society, you will see the system weaving its web, weaving. But it's very difficult, like I said, to be able to put your finger on it. And the last point that I will say, this might be number 6. I'm not going to go back and count, and I can't even remember what I said. I didn't have anything written down. But the last thing as well, number 6, you can check the whole 14 in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't have no project or product placement anywhere. But yeah, the last thing is racism is a social construct. There's only one race, and that's the human race. I heard Jane Elliott say that, yeah? Google her name, Jane Elliott. There's only one race. Someone else said, no one wins the race in racism, you know? But let's put that one to one side. There's only one race, and that's the human race, yeah? I'm not saying that we're all the same. We're all diverse. We've got all of our nuances about us. But in terms of humanity, we're all one. But does not mean that me and you are the same. I did not say that, yeah? But in terms of humans, the human race, there's only one. But someone came up with the idea that you and me, we're different, but I'm better than you. And because of my understanding of me being better than you, I'm going to place you below me and treat you a certain way. Yeah? So some people have a whole system, a whole philosophy, and they teach their children this as well. There's one book, I don't know if I've got the book there. It's called Without Sanctuary. I'm not going to, Google it, Without Sanctuary. That book is deep. Yeah, that book is deep. It talks about lynchings in America. And not only do you see like horrid pictures, but it's the narratives that accompany the pictures. I'm not even going to share what the narrative like delves into. I might do that in another video. But yeah, the narratives, my gosh, it shows you that racism or bigots exist, but racism, my gosh, like bigots can hurt your feelings. You know, they'll be like, yeah, you're this, you're that. Look at your big nose. It's like, wow, like why is your nose the benchmark of big and small? You know what I mean? It's just like you got a small nose. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's like point of references. But when it comes to racism, it can ruin generations, family. Ruin generations. Especially when they get you believing that racism is not even real, and they get you acting in a certain way that goes against who you are and your culture and your identity. I can't wait to talk about different types of men. Yeah, next week, different types of men. Because the way some people behave, it's just like, how are you going to do, like, it's crazy. But when they get you, to behave in a way that goes against everything that your ancestors stand for, it's like family, yeah, racism is no joke. And we must teach our young people. If your child goes to school, and this is going to be my last point, and this point is not about the the 14 points at all. This is me speaking from the heart. I've been working in schools for the last 25 years. Every week, I'm in one school up and down the country, delivering assemblies, delivering workshops to tons of young people. And because of who I am and how I run my workshops, topics of identity, race, family, values, culture, it always comes up. It always. And it's so sad when I'm speaking with young black boys in particular, young black, African, Caribbean, melanated boys, and I'm asking them about racism. They're looking at me like, huh? Huh? Like, they don't fully understand racism. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them, they don't understand racism. And that's sad. And that's our fault, parents, professionals, adults. What are we teaching our children? We're sending them into an institution that is 1000% racist. The educational establishment is racist. We know that. We know that by the books that they produce, by their board, by the people that make the decisions, that they don't look like the diversity of this country. They don't. And even if they did, yeah, it doesn't mean that they are going to fulfill your cultural needs. It doesn't mean that. But it's so sad when I'm speaking with my young brothers, my YGs, the young bucks, the young cubs, and I'm trying to explain to them what racism is, and their parents, their uncles, their aunties, their community leaders have not sat down with them and drilled into them, fam, you're going into this establishment. It's called school. The school as a business is racist. Be careful. Play the game. These are the rules. Boom, boom, boom. This is how you move. Boom, boom, boom. But it's not fair. Fairness. Get that out of your head. This is strategy. This is a game. You must win. Like, they are not taught those things. They're taught, go to school. The teachers must be fair. They must teach you this. They did it. And we wonder why so many young black boys and girls are excluded. And the exclusion rate is disproportionate. And it's been happening for decades. And it's still happening. Students are still talking about, or teachers or professionals are still talking about, we should be teaching our child black history throughout the year. Why is it not being taught in school? Where is black history in the curriculum? It's a joke. It's a joke. We need to do better for our young people. So these are some of the discussions that we're having with young people around racism. I've just given you 5 or 6 points. Check out the rest in the comments. Please sit down with your child and reason with your child about what racism is, what is being a bigot, what is being a fascist. Make sure they understand this, but also let them know that they are amazing, that they are beautiful, that they are God's gift. Yeah, they are God's gift. Family, peace and love. This is Mag TV. This is Davis 5:14. And if you check what I did, yeah, I made 5:14 sound a little bit like a Bible verse, innit? You know, like John 4:16 and so Davis 5:14. I had to remember that. I might forget it next time, but it is what it is. I'm not going to do no edits, no retakes, just being authentic, sharing what I know, and then look out for the next video, yeah? Please comment, subscribe, like, tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you know anyone that requires our services, whether it's online or in person, just reach out to us, yeah? Peace and love, family. And also as well, let me know how I'm doing as a host. This is the first time. I might create some little background next time, who knows? But give me some feedback. If I build up some momentum, who knows? I might have my own podcast. You never know, family. But I'm building up some momentum. This is definitely a new space for me. So let me know how I did as well. Yeah? Peace.